Hello and welcome. I'm Michael from 3Brothers. Today I'm going to be talking about my first impressions of Paper Mario Color Splash. It's a pretty fun game, that's how I'm going to kind of say it. The wife and I are playing it so far, and we're about, I don't know, about 5 hours in, so I'm decked out in all my Mario gear today to talk about Color Splash. So we'll just kind of go through first impressions. So, battle system. That's one of the big complaints about the game. So you have your battle cards when you go into battle. So you're looking down at your Wii U and then up at the screen. Down Wii U, up at the screen. It can get kind of annoying and a little bit tedious. So you set a card, then you have to hit card ready, then you paint your card, so you have to hold on to the button, and then you hit ready, and then to play the card, you flick it, and then you go into the battle system and time your attacks, like you have to jump or you use your hammer at the right time. That can get pretty tedious, and the first hour and a half I was playing, I actually forgot to save my progress. I didn't know there was a save point, and so I had to redo it, and I started getting more used to it, but later on, when you get through, you start to get to the world map, and you can go to your first world, and you sneak up behind the shy guy, and then they show you about an advanced tactics. So now instead of doing the coloring or picking the card, coloring, and flicking it, you can pick card and color in the same motion. So then it saves a little bit of time, so it's not as tedious anymore. So not my favorite aspect of the game, definitely, is the combat, which it's kind of a bummer, but I'm getting more and more used to it. What I like about the game and the wife is the quirks of the game. She says that the story is the best part of the game, and I agree. A lot of people are saying that it's kind of bland, but you know, it is a Mario game. They're not known for their in-depth storylines, but the characters are just on point. Their humor is spot on. Probably the best are still the Toads. The Toads always seem to be hilarious. Especially right at the very beginning of the game, there's a crate that's blocking your path to the town, and Toad's like, oh, look at that, we probably have to bust that crate. It's like, that's original. So they got the humor working for the game just like they always have. And what's going to drive the wife and I to play it is the humor and the storyline. Of course, there is the other hooks of the RPG world is collectibles. So in this game, you have 100% completion rate for each level that you go to, and that's covering things in paint. So one of the things that I like about RPGs is that incentive to keep on doing more and more things. So be it collecting stuff or upgrading your character. Now that's when you don't have too many upgrades. You upgrade your paint amount after you beat enemies. They usually drop a little hammer icon, and you can use more paint. And you use paint to color your cards to do more damage and to reveal the world and get secrets. So at least they have that. It's not a very RPG aspect game anymore. It's almost like an action adventure, which I still like. I wish it was a little bit more RPG where I actually gained levels, which I don't in this one. But the wife is always awesome about picking up, oh, here, grab that part, grab this part. There's a spot that needs to be colored. And a lot of the puzzle things she's been figuring out for me, because I'm so focused on like trying to dodge enemies or something like that. So it's nice to have that. It's a nice team game for the wife and I to play. Aesthetically, it's one of the best looking games on the Wii U. They've nailed down this Paper Mario thing. Between how the water, so there's at one point in the game where the water wheel doesn't work, and you have to make it go in like the way the water rises up and how it's all paper cut out. It's just fantastic. The characters really pop in this. I've been running into a lot of the same enemies, but they've gotten little twists. So like the straw shy guys, like sucking the paint out of everywhere is hilarious. It never gets old, I don't think. And you run into those enemies, but then there'll be like a wet one that's all like soggy, or one that doesn't want to get stacked on top of other enemies. They're like, well, you got to stack, bro. And the humor is great, and it infuses into the character design. So there's no complaints there. Music-wise, still great. They have very specific themes they're kind of working with this one, especially when you first go to that your first underground level. You can really hear that old school, but it's got a twist on it, which I enjoy. I love that we still keep these Mario themes going. The coin, when you collect a coin, it still sounds the same. So sound effects, music, all still very Mario-esque, which I'm not going to complain about. But let's look at some things that people are saying negatively about the game, and I'll kind of go through that. I'm only a couple hours in. We've beaten a couple levels. I do like that when you get, so you're looking for these big paint stars, but there's like mini paint stars, and every time you get one, it unlocks a new level. But you can go, so like I just got a blue one last night with my wife, and it opened up the blue path. But in that same level, we did the 100% part, and we got a yellow one, so it went to a yellow part. And you can choose which way to go. So it's got that choice element, which is always a good thing. So let's see what people are saying about this. The cutout feature lacks problem-solving gratification. So there's some points in the game where you can hit Y on the gamepad, and then you'll get a point where you cut out the background, and then you like leap over to a flag, and then you can like jump past certain points, like from the foreground to the background. I can see what they're kind of saying, because there's this one point in the game where I was kind of stuck. It was an underground level, and I was like, there's a wall here, do I need it? So I started spamming the Y button to see if I was getting it. I could like get the cutout mechanic. And it didn't work, and I realized that you just have to go behind this elevator and go down to the next level. But it does, if you have that technique, it kind of, you focus on that technique, so I can kind of see what they're saying a little bit like that. But I don't think it's a deal breaker. It's kind of a fun little mechanic. I like how it uses it every time. The painting mechanic, while functional, isn't remarkable. Now, I really like the painting mechanic. I think that everything tied to paint is cool. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Sunshine, which was a hit or miss with some people. Still a fantastic game, but especially the animation. When you smack down your hammer and there's paint flying and it covers something, I like it. So I'm going to disagree with that. Yeah, maybe it's not remarkable. You know what? It's just fine. Nothing wrong or bad. I wouldn't put it as a negative. This is under bad. A dreadful combat system brings down an otherwise beautiful and funny Mario adventure. I wouldn't say it's a dreadful combat system. I don't think it's the best one. But, yeah, I wouldn't go dreadful. That's a little harsh. I've played way worse combat mechanics in this game. The beautiful Wii U graphics and playful humor stay true to the spirit of Paper Mario franchise. Yes, this game knocks humor out of the park. I love it. I've laughed many a times already. Same with the wife. But the story is straightforward and a bit bland. It's a Mario game. What do you expect? Get out of here. Come on. What? I don't expect my Mario games to be super awesome, story-wise. And the quirks that it's already gotten. When I think of story, I think of characters as well. The inclusion of Huey the paint can, the thing cards you can find, how that relates to the story. I think that in itself, and the characters coming to life in the world through their paper, like being crumpled up, torn, and stuff like that. That is what world building is, and that infuses the story in my eye. Is it a straightforward, needs to be saved? Yeah, it's a town this time versus Princess Peach, which is nice for a Mario game that they're deviating away from that. So I don't think it's straightforward. I mean, it's straightforward, but I don't think it's bland. It's definitely not bland. This doesn't cover the same usual RPG tropes or the same Mario tropes, which in itself is a great thing. So those are my first impressions. The wife and I are having a fantastic time with the game. We will keep playing it, and I recommend it. I might eventually do a review of it, but 76% on Metacritic, that's not a bad score. So until next time, catch you later.